Hi and welcome and thanks for watching. My name is Don Showman. I'm going to learn a very hard lesson in life, and it's one that I've never forgotten. It's a lesson that I'd like to share with you. When I was in the Marine Corps, I was shipping out, getting ready to go to the desert for my very first time. I went through a series of training that prepared me and got me ready to go. They gave me a piece of advice. They said, when you go, bring a sleeping bag. Now, because I could only carry so much with me, and I could only bring so many bags, and I'm fighting for space to try to make sure I can get everything inside here that I think I'm going to need, I make a terrible decision and I pitch my sleeping bag, which gives me all kinds of extra room, and I ship out to the desert. Now, for those who've been in the desert, you know where I'm going with this, because the desert is an experience all by itself. And it's one that once you go there, you can never forget it. My first time, I didn't know that it got that cold in the desert. And for people who have never been in the desert, everyone knows it gets hot. It's 120 or maybe even 130 degrees in the daytime. But in the evening, without there being buildings or other objects to hold and keep the heat just vanishes and evaporates. So it will go from being bright and sunny, incredibly hot, to all of a sudden instantly dark and very cold. And while the temperatures may only get to 50 or 60, it still feels like it's about -30. When I look back on my experience that first time in the desert, all I think about is not that it was hot, but that it was so darn cold. And here's the lesson that I learned. I learned that training is good and training can prepare you. But training with experience, there's nothing better than that. And I'm going to use this analogy for a second to talk about some really well-meaning and good intention experts and professionals who are trying to help us to make our schools safer. Many of these folks who are giving us ideas about how we can survive a crisis, they are well trained. But what they lack, they really lack only in experience. And not in experience with fighting or experience in crisis procedures, but where they lack is experience in working inside of the public schools. They don't know our world, and they don't know our teachers, and they don't know our students. They don't know the incredible time crunch that we're under. We don't have the hundreds of hours to put into training. So we have to use procedures that are incredibly easy to remember, incredibly easy to implement, procedures that have been proven to be effective, and it has to be something that we can practice once or twice a year and still be successful. And that is our lockdown procedures. I get it completely. Those who are trained and they're looking at what we do, they might say, wow, it just isn't that good. However, without the experience of working inside the schools, our procedures are actually really good. They're the perfect procedures for us. In this video, what I'd really like to do is just reach out to everyone and say, trust your procedures, trust our lockdown. It is the best procedure. It is what we should be doing. The only thing that we should be doing always is, well, we should be always improving, and we can improve. But we're not going to improve by changing our procedures. How we need to improve is we need to pick it up. We need to go faster. We need to get better at doing a lockdown within 21 seconds, maybe even 12 seconds, or quite honestly, if you can do it, get all your critical tasks done, get it down to 7 seconds. That's where we're really going to make the big difference. So, I understand everyone is trying to help us, but what I don't want is I don't want our school folks to be hearing that message and going, our procedures are no good. Confidence is a biggie when it comes to surviving a crisis. So please trust your procedures and trust your policies. What we have are excellent. We just have to get a little bit better at implementing them. If you like this message and you found it beneficial, please forward it on to your friends and coworkers.